Could 49ers assistant general manager Adam Peters be on his way out? Could the president of the 49ers be stepping down because he's about to become the primary owner? I don't know. We got a lot to talk about. It's Friday. I got the great one, Mr. John Chapman himself from 49ers Rush right here. And we're going to have a great time. Get ready to get that Book of John ready. It's about to go down right here on the Wayne Breezy Show.
Breezy this, breezy that. They know I'm gold-blooded. I got the Niners on my back, you know. Breezy this, breezy that. Ain't nobody working like Breezy, and that's a fact.
What's going on, faithful? You got the dynamic duo back in the building. What's going on, John? How you doing today?
Man, it's Friday. I'm really, really excited. There's news starting to come out. The last wave of free agent signings seem to be coming across. There's a lot to talk about, and I'm here with my man, freaking Wayne Breezy. Pumped to be here, man.
I love it. Listen, we got the Breezy's bunch in the building. We got some of the Countdown crew in the building. I love it. I love it. I love it a lot. Let's go ahead and give him a quick shout out. Shout out to my man Eddie G. What's going on? What up, faithful? Hashtag BB Knee is in the building. Christy Marie's in the building. The beautiful, lovely Miss Debbie is in the building. Happy Friday, Wayne and John. Blessings to everyone joining the show this morning, especially all the BBs. Brandy is in the building. What's going on? What's going on? I see you, 49er Media out there, and shout out to all the other members of the Breezy's bunch. Boss, what's popping, Breezy and John? A lot of things are popping. We got some new things going on. It has nothing to do with players. You know what I'm saying? It's not a player. It's not player news. It's crazy, right? And so I thought, John, we were going to go unscathed when it came to like that top personnel being missing. So let's get right down to the nitty gritty. Let's start with Parag Marathe, because this just came out a few minutes ago. All right. Now, he's set to become the primary owner of Leeds United, which is a soccer team, per Mike Florio. Now, I know we take these messages with the small piece of a grain of a piece of salt. But, John, Parag, if the 49ers are able to buy this team, which I know Jed York is probably going to buy this team, hence the upgrades, hence that loan that they're taking out, right? What are your thoughts about Parag Marathe set to become the primary owner, and how will this affect the 49ers in your opinion?
You know, Parag's been one of the kind of, I don't know, four horsemen, I would call him. Like, he is that powerful in the 49ers organization.
Which one of the four horsemen is he? Is he Sid Vicious? Is he Arn Anderson? Hold on, let's see if I can remember the other two. Sid Vicious.
Oh man, I'm gonna mess this up.
Where's my wrestlers at? Sid Vicious, Arn
up.
Anderson. Damn, I'm lost. Sorry.
Was Brett in there? Brett the Hitman Hart? Was he one?
No, dude, that's a whole different wrestling.
You see, I tried. This ain't my thing. This is why I'm not going to be on a wrestling show. I will say this. My dad did take me to see the Bumblebees versus Andre the Giant when I was a kid. So that's my wrestling
I've never
connection.
heard of the Bumblebees, John.
Yeah, well, they wrestled Andre the Giant. It was awesome.
Ric Flair. How can we forget Ric Flair?
Ooh. And of course, Barry
Windham.
Yeah,
I told you
totally.
they knew. This is why the Breezy's bunch is always on point. If I ever go to jail, I'm just going to holler at them. They'll find a way to get me out, bro. Barry Windham, Michael Ng, and Stephen Fox with the Rick. How can I forget the Ric Flair? Yeah. Anyway, so which one of those four horsemen?
I don't know.
Just pick one. Just
the third most powerful, whoever that is. I don't know.
Tully Blanchard. Oh my gosh.
There we go. I couldn't tell you.
All right.
But to put it this way, like, he is very, very important. Now, it seemed like he had kind of maximized where he was going to go. He was a financial guy, still is a financial guy, but does have his input in personnel decisions for the 49ers. I don't think GM or assistant GM, I don't think that was really in the cards. So we'll see. Does this mean he's leaving? I don't know. If I was Jed, I'd be like, look, man, we could do this, but I still need you. I still need you. So I don't think that this is exodus for Parag. Or at least that's a hopeful thought, but who knows at this point?
I'm hoping it's not an exodus, but if you become the primary owner of something, usually that tends to take up your time. And especially for a person like Parag who's trying to crunch numbers. I'm not sure. I'm hoping it's not
Yeah.
an exodus because who's going to crunch the numbers? Who's going to write the language in these contracts? How else can you get guys like Trent Williams, Fred Warner, George Kittle, Debo Samuel? Wait a minute. This cannot happen before Nick Bosa gets his deal. That shit better be already in play.
Yeah, I don't think Parag's going to have his thumbprint around. I mean, if you look at the ownership, it's what's been released. He's owning it with Jed York. It's not like this is a goodbye.
Well, because it says primary. So that means he
Right.
has one share higher. So if anything happens, let's say it's 51-49. I think I did. That's 100, right? 51 plus 49. Whatever. He's still the owner. He's the majority.
Right. That's the idea. I don't know. I don't know his financial situation. I'm happy for him, and I hope he crushes it, and all the Ted Lasso stuff goes wonderful.
John, guess what? We're getting the touchdown because we have breaking news per Ian Rappaport. The 49ers are re-signing veteran defensive lineman Kerry Hyder. Who's your daddy? Because did I not say he will be a 49er?
There we go, man.
It's coming. It's coming back into play. The depth is being built. This is that last kind of like almost to the end tier of the free agency, like you said, is right before the draft. I got to get a post out. I don't know I'm going to do it while I'm doing a live show with John Chapman. But this is amazing because Kerry Hyder, the cool thing is you get the dual threat from him. Man, John, I'm going to shut up. You take the realms, bro. You're in charge from now on.
Man, I'll say this. It started, the very first tea leaf fell when the Bills signed Shaq Mason about 3 days ago. Because what happened with free agency, it's all set in waves. And the 49ers, their least depth position was defensive edge. I mean, it was where they were struggling. They only had 3 guys. If you look at who they have signed, you had Nick Bosa, right? You have Drake Jackson, the rookie last year. Then you go out and sign Cleveland Farrell. That was it. And this was a team that for the first half of the season had 6 defensive ends active every week. You only got 3. So you knew it was coming. And, I remember putting out that, look, this is going to be the next wave. And Bud Dupree signed this morning. You had to add a guy. They did the exact same thing last year with Kamiko Toure. This does not mean they won't draft it, but this gives the 49ers a lot of versatility at that position, which I think is important. This is huge.
Very huge. Very huge because the versatility is key. I'm hoping we get more of the edge rushing perspective from Kerry Hyder this year. I thought the project last year wasn't a failure, him lining up inside, but it did allow the 49ers to do some different things with stunts, and it got him to be more of an interior type of a pass rusher, which is what they were looking for. But this year, they signed free agent Javon Hargrave to be your interior defensive line pass rusher. So this is going to be cool because now Kerry Hyder can probably get back to what he was great at, which was on the edge and getting pressures. Yeah,
it's where he
belongs. It's where he belongs. So, guys, thank y'all for being here. We got breaking news right here on the show. And so Kerry Hyder will remain a 49er. All right, let's do this. Over or under Kerry Hyder, 9.5 sacks. Let's do it, bro.
I'm going way under.
John is like, nah, man. Once in a lifetime, that's all it takes. What do you guys think out there? 9.5 sacks for Kerry Hyder. I believe that's what he had, before he got his contract.
Was it 2020?
That's what he got. I'm trying
and
to
so
see if
to
he can
get
match
those numbers, like that was the Bosa injury. You remember that was the Bosa Solomon Thomas injury. He was playing the most snaps on the defensive line and worked his tail end off. And I'm happy for him because he got paid after that. Seattle paid him a ridiculous contract.
Paid.
He only played 1 year for them. Then they released him, came back. So, Chris Kusarik has made this cat so much money. And this is, the numbers are going to come out. My guess is like 1.5 million and probably get a veteran exception on top of it. Like, I don't think it's going to be huge. Might have some incentives, but if Hyder hit 3.5 sacks, I would be very happy.
I think he gets a minimum of 5 sacks.
I like it. I like it.
And then anything after that is a bonus.
Yeah.
From Kerry Hyder, because I look at last year. So when I go back to last year's defensive edge rushing, and so because you mentioned Nick Bosa, so it's only fair that we talk about how it went last year. I mean, the distribution of sacks. What was it? Samson Ebukam had 4.5, and I think Omenihu had what, 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, not many.
Right. So together they had about 8.5, close to 9. But they also, they rotated in and out, and so this is going to be a rotational guy. I'm thinking it's going to be in that 5 range, 4 to 5. And if you get more than that, then that means this kid still got stuff in the tank. How much do you think Kerry Hyder Jr. still has left in the tank?
Yeah, you look at kind of just, he's older. He's going to be 32 this year. And so, that definitely goes into play. But whatever you look at kind of what he has done. So last year, he had 409 snaps for the 49ers, right? However, over 200, half of those were at the defensive tackle position. So you look at just, again, I'm kind of researching this live, so I apologize. So over half of his snaps last year were defensive tackle. He split it between edge. If you go back to his 2020 season, whenever he was just balling out, he had 9 snaps out of 715 as a defensive tackle. Like, you see the difference? Yeah. Which the versatility is huge. Niners love that, but make no mistake, the deepest position on the 49ers roster currently is defensive tackle. So last year, you had 4 defensive tackles get hurt before week 3. So he kind of had to go inside. And this is, again, is why the Niners keep bringing him back, is because he fits. Chris Kusarek, this dude's going to do it all. I would say, again, this would be another season where he might get 9 snaps inside. Do I think he's getting 700 snaps? No. Do I think he's getting 400 snaps? Probably not. I would say closer to about 300, but they're predominantly going to be outside.
Hey, man, look, like I said, you're bringing back a veteran. You're bringing back a guy that's familiar with the system. You're bringing back a guy that Chris Kusarek handpicked and likes. All right, you're bringing back a guy that came back and chose the 49ers after going to get the bag. This says a lot. And then he's choosing the 49ers again, right? Other teams, I'm sure, have made offers, but he's choosing to be here. There's a reason. There's something special brewing in San Francisco. And so Kerry Hyder is returning back. Now, I said this had nothing to do with players today, but unfortunately we had some breaking news with Kerry Hyder.
This is great news.
This is great news. Now, John, I do want to turn the leaf a little bit, because there's a rumor going on out there about Adam Peters being rumored to go to the Houston Texans to become the general manager. Now, currently, he's the assistant general manager for the 49ers. And before you attack the rumor, I want you to tell everybody, who Adam Peters is and what's his role with San Francisco. Because I know he's titled the assistant general manager, but what's his real role with the 49ers?
He's as close to a GM as you could be without being a GM. Now, having said that, the Niners are a very weird thing because Kyle Shanahan's the man. Kyle Shanahan has final say on the 53. Kyle Shanahan has final say on roster. Kyle Shanahan has final say on draft picks, contracts, everything. Kyle Shanahan is top 4 in the NFL as far as power. Remember, he picked the GM after he signed here, and then they went after Adam Peters. I love Peters. So again, if we're doing this 4 horsemen thing, Adam Peters would be that 3 to 4 guy, right? Shanahan 1, he's Ric Flair, no doubt about it. And I think I got that reference correct.
I think you got that one correct.
After that, I don't know.
Well, yeah, I could do Shanahan, Ric Flair. I feel like John Lynch would be Terry Blanchard, maybe. I don't know
those other guys.
No, John Lynch would be Arn Anderson.
There we go.
Adam Peters would be Terry Blanchard, and who's the other guy? Damn it, I keep missing. Yeah, all right, we'll figure it out.
So Adam Peters has been one of the guys responsible for the late round picks. This is pretty standard.
Yes. Here we go. Because I want to talk about the rumor, even though I believe it's just a rumor and there's no, truth to it whatsoever. But I do want to talk about, as if it does happen, what effect will it have on the San Francisco 49ers?
It could be huge. John Lynch almost left last year. He got offered ridiculous buku money to go be with Amazon and all that stuff. Turned it down. Why? Because he's got unfinished business. That's the phrase he used. Super Bowl. That's what they have in mind. So it would be huge. Now, again, Peters is not the GM. We have lost a lot of pro personnel. Martin Mayhew, that would have been the guy that would have stepped up. Rand Carthon, that would have been the guy that stepped up. They're gone. And so just like our coaching staff, this is a team that everybody wants a piece of. And everybody is trying to replicate what the Niners have done. So we'd see. I'm not sure who the next person to step up would be. I don't know. Maybe you bring in outside, kind of like what they did with Steve Wilkes. But again, that would be the vice GM, the second GM behind John Lynch. And I saw, I think it was Bomber T, somebody said, can you just pay him more money? Yeah, you can. Staff in front office, you pay whatever you want. Doesn't count against the cap. That's just Jed York's money. So you could, but you can't stop it because this is a promotion. You couldn't block this move because he would be going from number 2 to number 1.
Yeah. And it would suck for the 49ers because they're going to be losing a person that I feel like was responsible for picks like George Kittle and those late development guys that, just blossomed, the Dre Greenlaws, those type of players that kind of went a little bit later on in the draft, like you mentioned a little bit early on the show. So if we lose an Adam Peters, then that's a gift.
It's next man up.
You're losing a gift. So even with the next man up, it's going to be like, I don't know. I don't know. How will the 49ers draft without an Adam Peters? That's going to be something.
And I can say this, what the 49ers want to happen, okay, if they could script this the way that they wanted to, is John Lynch stays till you win a Super Bowl. Then John Lynch gets his gigantic payday and cuts his hours in half and spends time with his family and whatever, just does the announcer thing. Then you promote Adam Peters without a doubt into that GM role. That's what the Niners want to happen. That is what has kind of been laid out, the blueprint behind the scenes. Now, and I don't even know Wade wanted to go into this, let's put context to where this is coming from because it is important. This is Mike Florio, okay? Now, good and bad of Mike Florio. He's connected, just not to the Niners. He's not connected to the Niners. Is he connected to Houston? Possibly. Is he connected to New England, which is where this rumor gets its feet from? Yes, I think he is. And the idea is Nick Casserio is going to be leaving Houston after the draft, right? So that's the rumor. Then all this conversation comes from Mike Silvio, all NBC people. Take that for whatever you want that to mean.
They all connected.
They're all connected. I love Mike Silver. I really, really do. Is he always right on the Niners? No, but he has been around for a long, long time. He said in his piece, the obvious front runner would be, there we go, Adam Peters. That's the rumor. There is no stuff out there. We want Adam Peters. That's not what it is. The rumor is Nick Casserio, GM of the Texans, is going to go to New England after the draft. Then after that, it's just connecting dots. Does that make sense? It makes sense because D'Amico Ryan's there. He worked with Peters. Yeah, obviously, it would be my first choice too. Doesn't mean he's going anywhere.
I like this because we're going to take this little wormhole and keep going down it because I feel like Adam Peters goes and then other things kind of are connected to Adam Peters, right? Coach Cruz says, John and Wayne, does anyone else think that Florio needs to lose his credentials? That dude is horrible. Personal opinion.
But the next time he's right on the 49ers will be the very first time. He is the one responsible for all the Kirk Cousins every single year. He just keeps putting that out there. He is the one responsible for any negative Shanahan stuff in the press, national media. Should he lose his credentials? I don't know. But again, anytime you see per Mike Florio, Pro Football Talk, look, you just got to understand it has nothing to do with the Niners. That dude just sitting in the closet making stuff up. That's just the reality of the situation. Is he right with other teams? He has been right with other teams. Next time he's right with the 49ers will be the very first time.
All right. I like that, though. But here's the thing, like, right? And so here's, to me, why there's a rumor, right? Because you talked about Nick Casserio leaving, and then you talked about the tie between D'Amico Ryans. Adam Peters is getting a promotion. And so who else would you tie to the general manager job? It just so happens that Adam Peters is an assistant and he's been wanting to be a general manager. Now, from the last time I checked, didn't Adam Peters turn down a GM job to stay with the 49ers as the assistant GM this season right here,
Yup.
going into the season? So why is this a rumor?
Maybe it's a better fit. Maybe he wanted to work with somebody that he respects, long-term security. D'Amico got a 6-year deal. Maybe he gets a 6-year deal again. D'Amico seems to be replicating the exact process that Kyle Shanahan created in San Francisco whenever he came from Atlanta to the 49ers. And so, like, from a D'Amico perspective, if I'm looking at this, it makes perfect sense. Now, where is Adam Peters in regards to the Houston Texans? That ownership, stay the hell away. With Dan Snyder leading, it is now one of the most toxic ownership groups in the NFL. Put it up there with the Cowboys, but that's a whole nother can of worms. But anyway, so I don't know. I don't know where Adam Peters values that position. I don't know. And Travis, what's up, Travis? Dude, what's up, Travis?
Travis in the building.
He says Texans GM not leaving. The reports say after the draft.
Yeah.
Which D'Amico and any Patriots guy don't make sense to me. I'm sorry. I understand D'Amico played at Alabama and the Alabama to, whatever ties. I don't care. I would not want anything to do with any Patriots person because I just hate the way they treat people. It just does not line up with who D'Amico Ryans is as a human. I just don't get it. Or leadership. It just doesn't make sense.
Look, the way I see it is I'm hoping Peters doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, same.
We haven't won yet. It's different when we won something and then these guys want to go get that promotion. But we keep getting so close. We're like this close.
Yeah.
To getting a chip. I'm sure Peters wants to get his taste of that one of those rings.
You're not getting that in Houston for the next very long time.
Yeah, for a minute. I mean, they still don't even have their franchise quarterback yet. I mean,
they're not getting them this year either. I'm just going to throw this out there. They're not getting a franchise quarterback this year.
And was the other team that he was tied to, was it the Tennessee Titans with Ron Carthen? I can't remember if it was them or was it
thought it was the Jaguars.
It could have been the Jaguars because Trent Baalke, was he leaving? Did he leave?
No, because they were talking about him leaving.
Yeah.
Man,
I can't remember what that team was that he was tied to, but he did turn it down.
Tennessee Titans and Arizona Cardinals. Sorry,
okay.
Per Ian Rappaport.
Okay,
yes,
that's what I thought.
And then Rand took that job.
And then Rand took the Titans job, and he didn't want. Okay, there it is. Titans and Cardinals. There we go. Thank you, 49er Media. Appreciate you, bro. All right,
and I would prefer. Sorry, one more time out. The Titans job is a great job.
Great job.
Great job. Cardinals, worst job in NFL. Texans, not too much higher up. Titans is a great job. So the fact that he turned that down, back to what you said, why would he turn that down and not this? Nashville, you're working with a great coach. Like that would have been all right. Vrabel's a hell of a coach.
I agree, 1,000%. Now let's talk about some of this stuff that can be tied to Adam Peters leaving. And we talked about the Texans not having a franchise quarterback, and you said that they weren't going to get one.
Nope.
But there's a quarterback on the roster of the 49ers, and perhaps this can be a possible, I'm not saying I want this to happen, but this can be a potential place to where the 49ers can trade the quarterback Trey Lance, because they clearly are set on a Brock Purdy whenever he returns. They seem like they're moving forward in that direction. If you look at a lot of the quarterbacks, the prospects that they're looking into, they kind of resemble some of the same things Brock Purdy has, all right, opposed to what Trey Lance does. Could he be traded to the Texans? The 49ers will be able to recoup some stuff. They'll probably get a favor from D'Amico and if not even D'Amico, right? Because he wouldn't even be in charge. It would now be Adam Peters. So could the 49ers benefit from Adam Peters being the general manager and possibly moving Trey Lance and getting a return? Is this a possible scenario?
The problem is the timing. Like, even if we do give credence to this Mike Florio report, which I don't want to do, they're saying it's not going to take place till after the draft. So it's already getting weird. It's already getting muddied. But if we wanted to play, okay, they're having phone calls and they're using burner phones like Michael Bidwell, and they say, look, dude, go get some Trey Lance right now. You look at the picks that the Texans have in this draft, okay? They pick number 2 overall, they pick number 12 overall, and number 33 overall. What the interwebs, the ARPANET, keeps putting out there is a second-round pick, which is totally made up off of a stupid account that has like 5 followers that everybody's running with. Whatever. Not that having 5 followers is a bad thing, but let's be honest, that dude's not an insider. No way in hell I'm trading Trey Lance for the 33rd pick. No way in hell. And just to put this into perspective, on my big board, the number 33rd player, number 33, is Keanu Benton, the defensive tackle out of Wisconsin, who I love. Mm-hmm. But again, you look at a couple guys behind him, DJ Turner, your guy, Jordan Addison, Derek Hall. Like, those are the types of guys that you could get in that spot, I think. At least that's where my rankings are, my big board. Hell no, not for a 22-year-old quarterback that you spent 3 firsts on to go get. That's a no. If you're offering the 12th pick, okay, I'm a huge Trey Lance guy. I don't want that trade to take place. Now you have my attention. Now we can talk, and I would be totally cool with that.
It's just another connection. It doesn't even have to be for this year. You know, it could be something for next year. It doesn't even mean they move Trey Lance now.
And I've been screaming that, Wayne. Right? If you're going to trade Trey, this ain't the year. Because nobody else is healthy. Next year is the year to trade if you're completely out on him.
Exactly. And so that's why I'm saying, like, even down in the future, everybody thinks I'm talking about right now. I'm not trying to move on from Trey Lance. I think Trey Lance can win a Super Bowl with the San Francisco 49ers. But what I'm saying is, and if he does win a Super Bowl with the 49ers, then the 49ers will find themselves in a weird-ass conundrum, right? Because it's like, we won with Trey, but we like Brock. Like, what do we do? Like, whatever. It's a good problem to have. But at the end of the day, all I'm saying is, if Adam Peters does move to the Houston Texans, this could have some type of benefit for the 49ers in the return game. You know, if they decide to move on from their quarterback and Trey Lance, which I agree. I agree. They shouldn't. They don't need to. They don't have any healthy quarterbacks on the roster other than Sam Darnold. They're looking to draft a quarterback. Like, look, keep the guy that's here. And since I haven't talked to you about Trey Lance, let's talk about his workouts, man. What are your thoughts? He's out there working out. I wrote an article on 49ers Web Zone about the pre-phase and how Trey Lance is killing the pre-phase right now, in my opinion. I mean, I know it's just a couple of throws, but this is what you want to see from a kid that everybody's throwing in the towel on. He's going out there taking the realms on his own and saying, "I'll just do it myself. I'll get better on my own. I don't need you to develop me. I'll figure it out." What are your thoughts on Trey Lance so far?
Yeah, this is par for course for Trey. You go back to the year he was drafted. You go back to last year's offseason. He works out like a madman. These clips, these workouts, it's nothing new. Like, this dude is a freaking workaholic and always has been. That's just who he is. And so Trey's not doing anything different. I saw somebody, I don't know who it is. I don't even want to know who it is. Said, like, oh, he's putting all these out. He's trying to change the narrative and whatever. I was like, no, like, this is as consistent as Trey Lance has been for 3 consecutive off seasons. Like, I don't understand that. Like, Trey is a workout warrior who lives, breathes, dies football. And that's just who he's going to be. And so he's working out with the same guy that he's been working out with. You saw the Patrick Mahomes stuff. Like, yeah, they work with the same guy. This is not new. It is nice to see him healthy. It's nice to see the tighter release. It, like, just small, little bitty, subtle changes. But these are positive things for a 22-year-old developmental quarterback with not a lot of experience.
I agree. And what I like the most is that he's taking the realms and just doing it, right? He's going out there saying, and he did this last year. Remember, he grabbed his wide receivers. Remember Brandon Ayuk? And I wrote about this in the article. Remember, Brandon Ayuk he had that subpar season, and then last year he turned into a full throttle breed dog, right? Could this be the season that Trey Lance turns into a full breed dog? Last year, he was out there training with those wide receivers, and we made fun of Deebo Samuel because how you're not training with your quarterback and things like that. And Brandon Ayuk was out there doing his thing. And so Trey Lance was putting in the work. We just didn't get a chance to see it due to the injury. So you're right. He has been a workaholic. He has been an athletic freak. He has been a guy that's going to go out there. And then the thing that I like is that he's trying to figure out and fine tune year 3 ways to get better. That's what people that are great, that's how they get better. They look at their, their constructive criticisms and the boxes that had some negative
Yep.
red marks in it, and they go through them and they figure out how can I fine tune and take those red marks and turn them into green marks, bro.
Nailed it. I mean, that it's the kid's working. And so, like, again, I know a lot of people are very negative towards him, and they have been since, Brock Purdy showed up, and that's okay. Since before then, those same people were the ones that were diehard Jimmy G guys. That's fine. I'm glad that people love their quarterbacks and whatever else, but almost all this is conjectured. You can trace it back to the same few accounts, the negativity that's coming across. It's the same accounts, man.
I agree. What's going on, Larry, man? That's my brother, man. Connecticut in the building. Always, always. There was a question, and they did ask about the Kerry Hyder signing, and I just wanted to address it. So he's planned to be signed. He's not signed as of yet, but the 49ers are planning to re-sign him. All right.
Yeah.
And
you don't have to worry about that because this is somebody that's been with the organization, that's been with this is done. DUN. It's done.
It's done. And we talked about it a little bit earlier in the show. It's great depth. It's a great piece. And it's a way for him to come back and add something to this great organization, right? I feel like for Kerry, man, he didn't really dig in like he wanted to last season, but it was because of the role and the responsibilities, in my opinion. I feel like now that the depth is there in the interior, he can go back to being an edge freaking rusher, which increases the pressures on the outside. This is a great move for the 49ers, and it's a great move, all right, for Kerry Hyder as well. John, we're getting ready to get – oh, you wanted to say something? Go ahead.
One thing. He's missed one game in 4 years.
I mean, durability.
Gosh.
Can we give durability a round of applause?
For real.
He finds ways to stay healthy. We got a couple of super chats I wanted to get out there. Peachy started the show off. Shout out to Peachy. She gets the foghorn. She says, morning, everyone. Salute, Breezy and John. Let's have a great show. Hashtag the BB. Let's take 6. I'm calling it. Keep everyone in our thoughts and prayers today. And remember, life is precious, and we shouldn't take one day for granted. Guys, please keep Jacqueline Knox and her family in your thoughts and prayers, all right? Please keep her and her family in your thoughts and prayers. There's a lot of stuff that's going on right now that she's dealing with the loss and the deaths of her sister and people in the family. So make sure you keep in your prayers. If you want to send her, if you find and know how to contact her, send her a message. If she doesn't respond, don't be mad.
Yeah.
Right? She's coping and dealing with things the only way she knows how. But just keep her in her thoughts. Keep her in your prayers. The family as well. All right.
One of the most positive, just amazing people that comes across that way virtually. Heart breaks for him. We talk football. We're talking grown men throwing a ball. It puts things into perspective. But community comes together and supports, and we love you, Jacqueline.
Peachy, thank you for that contribution, and we do love you, Jacqueline. All right, let's get to Uncle Scott's contribution. I mean, he's been steadfast on this one, period. And it's funny because, whenever Uncle Scott calls in or whenever he joins one of the live shows, he always prefaces his statement with he's seen just about every quarterback. I'm sorry. If I know a person that's seen just about every quarterback and then they make a statement and they say something like Trey is a game changer, period, I'm going to roll with him because he's seen every quarterback. Now, Trey Lance may not be a Joe Montana. Trey Lance may not be a Steve Young. He may not even be a Jeff Garcia. He may not be a Alex Smith. He may not be a Colin Kaepernick, but he's a Trey Lance, and he's a game changer, period. What are your thoughts on this, John?
Yeah, I mean, I've been on – the reason why we all got excited for what was happening, it was simple because you got 11 on 11 in the run game. You've got a big, strong, fast, mobile quarterback. Is he as fast as everybody hoped? No, but he can freaking throw the ball deep. And probably the biggest disparity between Brock and Trey is the deep ball that's the thing. Like, I love Brock. He's Jimmy G 2.0 upgraded, and that's a beautiful thing. That's not an insult. But at the same time, it's like, man, I want that damn deep ball. We need that deep ball. Channeling my Jack Nicholson from A Few Good Men. You need me on that wall. Like, it's just different. But it hasn't seen it yet, so it's got to come out. It's got to come out. Potential just means you haven't done it yet.
Yeah. On Twitter, someone responded, was like, why do you like Trey Lance so much? I was just like, have you not seen his ability to throw the ball down the field and how accurate it is?
Yeah.
And I said, okay, so he needs to work on his short passing throws. It's something he didn't do much at North Dakota State, right? Because he was always getting the ball down the
Right.
field. And so yeah, he has to work on that. But dang, deep balls. Did I say deep balls? I did. Boss.
You get like five an episode, man. I love it.
It's deep passes. I don't know why I can't say passes opposed to balls,
Hey,
but y'all
man.
know what I meant. Pause. Anyway, it's his ability to throw deep down the field to take the top off the defense. And again, his number 2 trait is his ability to make defenses play honest. And I know we haven't had a chance to see that yet, but it's there. Trust
Yeah.
me, it's there.
And I think another thing that people forget too is decision making, right? What is one of the things that made Brock Purdy so great was he protected the ball, he didn't turn it over. Trey Lance had 0 interceptions his championship season in college. 0. Now, some of those passes should have been, intercepted, but like the decision making process, like you can see that it is there. And you can teach somebody to check down. You can't teach somebody to develop a live arm. You either have it or you don't. And so
Ooh.
the difficult things Trey has, the simple things, that's what he's got to work on. He's 22, not experienced. We're going to get to see that.
Now, how hard do you think it's going to be for him to develop the simple things?
We started seeing it already, developing touch on short passes instead of just rifling it all the time. That progress started happening in the preseason, and then you had the monsoon game, and then you had 1 quarter, and then he was injured. So, like, the people are like, oh, we got to see it in the regular season. Like, yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's what everybody is saying. But to discount, preseason games or whatever, like that is live work. And there you go. Deep balls is fine. Right there from Colin. What's up, Colin?
It is. Deep balls are fine. Yeah. So I wasn't gonna say it. I tried to remove it before you read it, but yeah. You know what? I love it. I love it.
I do too.
Here's the thing, guys. Like, you guys have to just find a way to develop. We want Trey Lance to develop. So I'm going to challenge you guys to develop patience. All right. So if you want Trey to develop, then you're going to have to find a way to develop patience. Now, I know what we saw from Brock was amazing, but again, he can't play right now. And that's the biggest question mark that the 49ers are faced with. He's just on the shelf. So we got amazing on the shelf, and now it's time to develop the young phenom in Trey Lance. And the 49ers are going to take this time. Now, for me, I'm with 49er Media here. I need to let Kyle know to let him throw. This is what I've been saying. And so Kyle has a plan. I think Trey Lance is bought into the plan. And let's see if Kyle's plan from last year is a tad bit different this year for Trey Lance as far as all the design runs and things like that. Maybe he has a little bit more trust in Trey Lance after the injury. What are your thoughts on that?
I whether it's trust or misplaced, or I don't even give a dang. You gotta see. You go test drive a Ferrari. You're not taking it on a freaking 20-mile-an-hour residential street.
No,
you jump it on the Autobahn, baby.
Yes, sir.
So let's open it up. And so like, let's go. And so I want to see that. And we've seen it in the preseason in back-to-back years. You're the freaking, what was it, like 80-yard pass to
listen, Trent Sherfield pass. Trey Lance could just get the ball down.
The Danny Gray touchdown this year.
Danny Gray bomb.
And you can look to the Debo bomb, which was in the regular season against the Texans a year ago. Like, you've seen it. Like, those are things we have not seen.
The thing with Trey Lance is he sees the field deeper. His perception is the deep, because that's what he's used to. If you guys go back and watch the North Dakota state stuff, it was like run, not even with the running backs. Like, and the only time he would run the ball is if he felt like he was covered down there and the deep throw wasn't there. He was not looking to hit the short intermediate pass routes. It's just not what he was doing. He would take off and run over everybody. That's why you saw 80-yard plus runs at North Dakota State. It was that or deep passes. He did throw 1 interception. I believe it was after they came back that one game and then they shut it down for COVID. I believe it was something like that. It was a weird season. But at the end of the day, like, the kid has the potential. And so you got to give a chance. You got to give a person with potential the chance, for the simple fact, especially if they haven't been on the field. Now, Trey Lance played his rookie year, and he played all last year and he was still not developing, then you worry. Then you look to move him for pennies or whatever. But right
He's
now
22.
he's 22 and we still haven't seen him yet.
Yeah, he's younger than 11 of the 14 draftable quarterbacks in this draft.
Hell.
11. There's only 3 quarterbacks in this draft younger than him. 3. That's it.
Yeah, that was due to that COVID year. But the crazy thing is he got an extra year of eligibility. We talked about that on Tuesday. The funny thing is, did you see the Jake Hayner, the press, and he was talking about Brock Purdy and how, Brock's good, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm older than him. Like, you know what I mean? And I was like, dang, you an old guy. But listen, it's gonna
He'd be the oldest quarterback on our roster. I think he's the same age as Sam Darnold.
Wow. Already?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. All right, guys. So that's the Trey Lance stuff. No one wants him traded. Could he be traded? Maybe in the future. Maybe. We'll see how it works. As of right now, in my opinion, Trey Lance is still the quarterback one for the San Francisco 49ers. Let's get to this part of the show because I'm super excited, guys. The draft is coming up April 27th, all right? The NFL draft, April 27th. And my brother John right here has something that he has released. It's supposed to be released today.
9:30 a.m. It's coming out Pacific time.
It's my bad. So 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Book of John. John, tell everybody where they can get it real quick, and then we're going to get to your top draft pick prospects per position.
This is our 8th installment. 8 years of doing this. This is the biggest year where we did 294 draft prospects. Everything you want to know about them, background, what their majors were, honor roll, where they went to college, transferred from, what they're good at, PFF stats. I mean, good gosh, we went nuts on this. And so, yeah, that's going to be available on our Patreon. And let me just say this. We have a 7-day free trial right now, so it doesn't cost you anything. You can go sign up. Download all the stuff, which is like 7 documents. We did
wait, John. Don't tell him how to don't tell him how to pull the okie dokie.
Oh, did I not do that right?
Just go sign up on the damn Patreon. Period. Okay. End of discussion.
Don't sign up for a 7-day free trial. Don't do that.
No, sign up for the free trial. Download the book and then join the membership.
Yes. 49ers and Patreon. You type that into Google, we're the first one that pulls up, but it is patreon.com/49ers Rush Podcast. Once you sign up, you get access to everything. I think we have over 800 film breakdowns, draft prospects, every single play, offensively, defensive, special teams from the last 3 years of the 49ers. You can watch as soon as you sign up. That's all there. So, excited about this, man. We've been working a lot on this, and I'm excited. I'm going to the beach tomorrow. I'm drinking alcohol tonight. This is a celebration. I get to relax my shoulders a little bit.
So you're going to drink tonight and then
wake up and go to the beach.
Understood. I just wanted to make sure I heard that correct. All right. So
I like going to the beach early, man. Before it gets
the
crazy.
best time before it gets hot and a bunch of people load up in there and then COVID enters the beach. And no doubt. All right. 49ers Rush top draft prospects per position. So you're only going to give me one prospect per position. All right, so that's 22 prospects.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, so you can only pick one quarterback. You can only pick one running back. You can only pick one wide receiver. You can only pick. You get the goddamn gist. You're smarter than I am. So, are you ready, John?
So, hold on. What am I picking? Just one guy to highlight or?
One guy that you feel the 49ers are going to be zeroed in on in the draft at that position.
Ooh. Okay, I like this.
I like it, too, because I couldn't figure out what the hell I was really trying to ask you until just now.
Y'all
gotta love it. It'd be improv like a mug. Oh, man. But listen, so John was like, okay, I can do this. I got plenty of prospects from the Book of John. One.
All right, let's start with the quarterback position. Very popular name. Niners have met with him several times, and I do believe the Niners will add a quarterback in this draft because you need 3 live arms for camp. Right now, you only have 2. Brock Purdy's not going to be back in camp. I'm going DTR, UCLA. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, he is fun. He is smart. He is a very, very athletic. He ran a 4.56 40-yard dash. He's got great burst, all those things. And I'll just say this. he has experience, right? So if you're sticking with the Brock Purdy late round quarterback, you're getting kind of a best of both worlds because he's played in 49 games with UCLA and Chip Kelly, who I hate, but that's okay. So he's played in 49 games, but he has the athleticism as well. So he could be your long-term viable backup plan, whether it's Trey Lance you roll with, and you don't have to change too much of the offense, or it's Brock Purdy you roll with. He kind of fits that mold as well. He can kind of fit a little bit of everything with all those guys. So that's the quarterback I
like
going
that.
with.
I like DTR. He's probably one of my top prospects at the quarterback position. I feel like that private workout was for a reason. Again, he may get drafted not by the 49ers, but I guarantee you if he's sitting there, what round do you think the 49ers draft the quarterback this year?
I would say 7th or undrafted free agent. I could
I'm with you.
possibly see 6th, not earlier than that. And
I-
that's why I like Jake Hayner. I don't think they're even going to have an opportunity to get him because he's going earlier.
I think 7th round is where they go, unless and if there's a guy that they have highly graded on their board and he's available in the 7th round, hence like a Brock Purdy,
Yep.
they'll pick him up. All right. They got 4 7th round draft picks. All right, John, let's go with the next position. Where are you going?
All right, I'm going to be greedy right here. I'm going with one of my Longhorns and not the one everybody's talking about, Bijan. I'm going Roschon Johnson.
Really?
I love this kid.
Okay,
So
running back.
now he's a running back, but he wasn't always. He was a quarterback and recruited to Texas as a QB. They had some injuries at the running back position. They asked him to switch. He said, hell yeah, wherever you need me, coach. And that's just who he is. Dude graduated with a 4.0 in high school. He is academic all Big 12 his entire career. He is one of the funnest, best locker room guys you will ever see. My athletic comp for him is Wayne Gallman. He could do it all. You want to throw him the ball. He's tough as hell. He fits the 49ers offense perfectly. Power, vision. He's got it. 6 foot 219. Ran a 4.58 40. So he's not a burner. I have a 4th round grade on this guy. So if he falls like most running backs do in the 5th round, I think that'd be awesome. I know you're big on 3rd round running backs. If the Niners took him in the 3rd round, John Chapman would be happy. I wouldn't do it, but I would be happy, if that makes sense.
I wonder if he's a Bobby Turner guy. That would be.
I'll tell you this. He lights up a damn room. You talk to any Texas coach, and he's been through 3 different coaching regimes in Texas. You talk to any player, nobody will say anything negative about this man. Like, he is as clean a prospect as you could possibly get that leaves it all out there on the – he would fit the Shanahan scheme and personality. Like, the dude is as tough as they get.
I like that.
Dude, Wayne Gallman was a beast. I don't know about that.
He was here, too, for a second.
Yeah.
We let him go. Bro Montana says Roschon Johnson is a spark plug, not just a running back. He will ignite a Dell offense in any second half of the game. All right, I like that. Let's go. What's your next position?
Okay, I got to do this. Let's do wide receiver. Okay, so this guy, I have a 5th round grade on him, okay? But let me just tell you this. His film is 2nd round or better. Anytime I judged a cornerback, I went to see if they were playing Purdue. Because it didn't matter who the hell they were playing against. Charlie Jones was eating cats up. Joey Porter Jr., 1st round pick, out of Pitt State, ate him up. Devin Witherspoon ate him up. Like, he could be perfectly covered. The dude just dominates and catches everything. Best hands in the draft. He's 5'11", 175. He is a pure outside guy. He is Miles Austin. He is Adam Thielen. He's a damn football player. He's so freaking fun to watch.
Who'd you mention?
So
Who's the
Charlie Jones, wide receiver from Purdue. He just catches everything. He just catches everything. And so anytime this year, whenever I wanted to judge a corner in the Big Ten, I went to the Purdue tape. It didn't matter who it was. Dude just takes over games. It's 3rd down. Quarterback, Aiden O'Connell, who I like as well. Close your eyes, throw it to Charlie Jones. The dude just catches it every time. If you're looking for metrics, probably not it. He did run a 4.43, but outside of that, he's small, he's skinny. He just gets the damn job done. The Niners don't have that type of guy. But I'm telling you, whoever gets Charlie Jones, getting a stud, man. Getting an absolute stud.
I like it. I like that one, actually. That's a good one. All right, let's go to tight end.
All right. Do we want a trade-up option? Like a second-round trade-up option, or do we want like a legit third-round prospect? Because
Let's do this bearing no trade. So let's
trades.
Yeah.
All right, let's go Britton Strange. Let's stay in the Big Ten, which I like this guy. You look at kind of what he's a rush crush guy, which means, we're much higher on him than others. The 49ers have met with him, 6'3", 253. So he's a little shorter than a lot of other guys that are at the tight end position. But don't tell him that. He is a run after the catch tight end that is tough as hell and loves to block. He is very, very wide, thick framed.
Okay,
so if you're wanting the blocking aspect, he brings it. You're wanting the big playability, he brings it. But the dog mentality, there is nobody tougher in this draft. Great hands, only a 3% drop rate. Pancakes people on the regular. He is a fun prospect. I have a 3rd round grade on him. I've seen 4th to 6th round grades otherwise by other people.
Are we still in Purdue?
No, he's not at Purdue. He's at Penn State. And so he's the reason why.
Strange.
Yeah, Strange. So Brenton Strange. So if you're one of those Zach Kuntz guys, Zach Kuntz had to transfer because he couldn't beat this cat out, right?
Correct.
So he was behind him for years and finally said, man, if I'm going to get playing time, I got to go elsewhere.
I wonder why his grade was why his draft grade is so low, because he stands out amongst a lot of these tight ends.
The consistency in run blocking, like if you look at his PFF grade, he got like a 60.5.
Yeah, that's poor.
But he's pancaking people out there. So consistent, he'll whiff sometimes because he's trying to go for the kill shot. But again, very similar to our Trey Lance argument. You can coach to throttle down. You can't coach a passive player into pancaking somebody. That's never going to happen. You can teach people to calm down. George Kittle, he's kind of the ace of all in the fact that, hey, man, you don't have to throttle down. Just keep killing people because he's so good at it consistently. But I'm telling you right now, man, you watch him. He just plays mean. He's fun as hell. Had a 36-inch vertical at 253 pounds. He's got explosiveness. I really like this kid. I really, really do. So 3rd round, I'd be very happy.
Brenton Strange, like the kid, Penn State. All right, good one. Let's move. Give me 1 tackle, 1 guard, and 1 center.
Ooh, okay. So here we go. Tackle, I'm going behind enemy lines to Alabama. Let's go Tyler Steen.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Niners have met with him twice, not once, but twice. They have to do that because they don't trust the coaching staff there. Reuben Foster, like they've been adamant. We don't believe anything this coaching staff says. They lie to people. The funny thing is, every Alabama player at the combine, which there are several, every one of them was an inch and a half or more shorter than their listed height. Like they literally just manipulate the data there. So that's why you've got to meet with these Alabama players because Nick Saban's just going to lie to you. That is just who he is.
Got you.
Now, the reason why I like Tyler Steen, he's not the sexiest tackle, but some people project him to a guard. But the Niners love those guys that have played tackle their whole career, move them inside or keep them outside, whatever else. And my favorite thing about him is he's super, super strong. He's 6'6", 320. So if you're looking for an antithesis to Mike McGlinchey, this guy anchors as good as any at the tackle position. You do not bull rush him. That's what he's best at. So he's somebody that I think could step in at that right tackle spot. He hasn't played over there a lot on the right side, but his kick slide's incredible. I thought his athleticism was good. Tyler Steen, he's probably my most likely fit for the Niners in the 3rd round if they go tackle. But so I like him a lot. I really, really do.
All right, guys, circle that name, Tyler Steen, Alabama. Damn, the last Alabamian we had on this roster, I believe, was Jared Maiden. Didn't he go undrafted?
Undrafted safety. They tried to convert to linebacker. DFF. He's Alabama too, though, isn't he?
Oh, okay. I didn't know he was Alabama. All right, so
I think he is.
He's still here. All right. Let's go with guard. Give me the rush guard. I'm
excited about this guy. I like this guy a lot. Now, he played tackle. I think his best ball is inside, but again, I have him graded as his guard. That's Braden Daniels out of Utah, 6'4", 297. Just tough experience and versatility. He has double-digit starts at left tackle, right tackle, and left guard. He can play everywhere. He has shorter arms, which means probably not for a power scheme. We don't run a power scheme. So I think he's somebody that can fit that very, very well. He's only allowed 5 sacks in his career at over 1,400 pass blocking snaps. He's very, very mean on his down blocks. Very fun guy. Comes from a very athletic family. He threw javelin and discus in high school. We need a javelin thrower. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Brick killed a guy. That's what we need. Oh, DFF was Arizona. I was wrong. My bads.
Started with the A though. You're close.
The funny thing is, that is how my mind works. That is how my mind works.
All right, I liked his combine too. I thought he was pretty good. So he would be a really good prospect. I like this. I'm learning some new names. I like. All right, I'll do my overall recap after. Let's keep going with the center. Give me that one center. If the 49ers were to draft a center, who is the guy they got kind of like their eyes on?
Man, there's one guy that stood out to me a lot, and the Niners have gone to this school a lot. That's Oregon. Alex Forsythe.
Yeah,
I liked his tape, man. Like, you turn on his tape against Georgia, right? And so you're watching him play against top of the top of the top. That dude handled his own with no issue. He had no problems with Jalen Carter. Did Jalen Carter make some plays? Yes. Were they against Alex Forsythe? No. So you're talking about somebody that has played so much, super high football IQ. Like, he's just played nonstop. And like, I'll say this, I've seen 5th, 6th, 7th round grades on him. I had a 4th round grade. Now, will the Niners spend that on a center? They're pretty loaded at the center position as far as bodies go. If he falls, which I think he could, I think he's a fit. Is he a center only would be the question. Can he play guard? If he falls to the 6th round, Niners, I think, snipe him up.
I like Forsythe. I also like Jake Andrews. I see this guy put that out here. This is another center that I have my
Troy.
eyes on. Troy. Yeah, Jake Andrews from Troy. It's be another late guy that might be available in the late. If they're looking to draft a center, I just feel like the 49ers don't draft centers. They'll bring one in. They'll look for a guy.
Centers and safeties, man.
Right. It's just those are the two positions. Now they'll draft a combo guy that they feel like they can convert that has played some center. Right, that they're just big on that. You know what I mean? I don't know why, but that's what they're big on. So pay attention to that. I just don't feel like we've passed great centers over this regime of Kyle Shanahan. There were some centers we could have drafted, Creed Humphrey being one. Like, there were some centers we could have took, but unfortunately they just weren't going that route. They prefer the other guys. And so we'll see. We'll see how that pans out. All right, I believe that's the offense. The offense is done. Let's go to the defensive side. And let's start with the interior on the defense. Give me one tackle that you got the crush on. The rush.
I'm going to go with one of your guys, if that's okay.
Yeah, man, sure.
All right, let's go. Dante Stills, West Virginia.
West Virginia.
Mountain Mama. I like how you were singing and it was pleasant, and then I jumped in and just
you actually had a nice tone. And we matched. It was a nice little unison, actually.
I am updating my Facebook status right after this show. That is happening. John Chapman has nice tone when he sings. It's happening. Dante Stills, again, hybrid player. He fits the mold that the Niners like, versatility. He played edge for West Virginia, had played a lot. He was a freshman All-American. He started since day one. He is a 5th generation West Virginia football player. His brother played in the NFL. His dad played in the NFL. His grandfather played. Like, Kenny Stills is his cousin. Like, they just bleed West Virginia, right? We've got guys. Colton McKivitz was there while Dante Stills was there. So, like, you've got some of those connections. He's just fun. One of the most energetic players that just brings energy every single play. Everybody feeds off of him. He can play everywhere. 2 block kicks. My favorite thing about Dante Stills. Now, I have a 4th round grade on him. A lot of people have 6th, 7th round grades on him. He is a guy that will be in the defensive line rotation week 1, no matter what. You want to edge, you want to tackle, you want to run stuffer. What do you want? I don't care. All 30, this is my claim for him. All 32 teams in the NFL, this guy will play week 1, like on all of them, because he just belongs. Now, is he going to be a Pro Bowler, all pro, every play guy? I don't think so. But this is a solid double contributor for 8 years, on a D-line, very important position. He's just too clean, man. He's just so clean.
I'm glad you brought Dante Stills up. I'm hoping other teams pass over him, and I'm hoping this
And
is
Niners met with him too.
and they did meet with him. I'm hoping this is I like this. Give me. I'm gonna end with it. No, you know what? Give me the edge. We're starting with the front up front.
All right, this one we're going down to Houston. Rice. So you know this kid's smart. He's super smart, actually. All district wrestler Akina Inechukwu, which I'm sure I just messed up terribly.
I'm not even going to try. So.
It's bad. Niners have met with him. I've seen 6th-round grades, 7th-round grades on him. I have a 4th. Again, very raw, but man, his frame and athleticism and hustle is awesome. It's so freaking good. Bull rush, probably the best bull rusher in the draft whenever you start getting into the late rounds. You can play him everywhere. Do you bulk him up and move him inside? He's got the frame for it. Do you keep him where he's at, 6'4", 264 outside? He's got that too. So if you want like a hardcore bull rush, tough, off the edge, great run defender, it's Akina, man. He's fun. And
really?
he could do it all, man. All works team, led his high school in Missouri to their first playoff win in 30 years. This guy, Conference USA honor roll, all 4 years. Rice scholar athlete, which Rice is difficult to get into in and of itself. Like, it's just, you can't find a negative on this kid. Like, he is, and you watch him and you're just like, man, he fits. Like, he fits very, very well. So Akina out of Rice, really, really liked his tape, like his profile even better, just because he's just such a good dude.
Well, there you guys go. I got a whole different defensive edge draft prospect, someone we haven't really talked too much about, not here on this channel. But John, this is why you guys got to get that book of John. And the only way to get that book of John is by going on to the Patreon. So make sure you guys do that. All right, let's keep it going. We'll finish this up, wrap this up shortly. Let's go to the middle. We need a linebacker. So who is it going to be?
There's a lot of guys that are available. My favorite linebacker, it's Owen Popo out of Auburn.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He is just, man, he was cool. 41 career starts. My playstyle comp's Quan Alexander. Like, that's what he looked like to me. And so you know that it fits. He's small, undersized, ran a 4.3 940. So this is somebody that can play linebacker, special teams, all those things. Might be one of the fastest linebackers day one in the NFL. Are you willing to spend the pick on it? Because it's going to cost a 3rd-round pick to get this kid. That's the question. But he's awesome. Coverage upside, undersized, but great in coverage. And I think the NFL is kind of shallow on that. So that's Owen Popo. I like him. I'm just not sure he fits in the range of the Niners, but if they did want to go like a best player available in the 3rd round and he's sitting there at 99, it makes sense.
Can he tackle?
Yeah, he can. He can tackle.
I'll pass. Nah,
Hold on.
You hesitated
Hold
on
on.
the year.
I'm looking at the stats. He had 7 missed tackles. Okay,
okay, that's cool. That's cool.
That's 75 tackles, 7 missed tackles. He had an 83.2 tackling grade on Pro Football Focus.
That's cool.
That's not the issue. The issue why he would fall was because he is undersized. Like, again, he's 6 foot 225, so he's much more Dre Greenlaw than he is Fred Warner. The difference is he's super quick, super fast, and coverage upside. So if you're looking for a run stout stuffer, he's more of a sideline to sideline guy. But if you're looking for the downhill thumper, I don't think that's his game.
Okay, that's why I asked. I wanted to know because you said he was like Quan, and Quan with no. I'm not trying to but he would take gambles.
He missed a lot of tackles.
Yeah, that's why I had to ask. Sorry. Just had to ask. We're getting to the middle of the field. Let's stick with the middle. Let's go with the strong safety in the box, and then we'll do the free safety.
All right, let's see here. Man, I don't want to do – if we're looking at strong safety, yeah, let's do this. If we're looking at strong – let's go Quindale Johnson.
Okay.
Out of Memphis.
Yep.
And again, you said strong safety, but I feel like this guy, 6'1", 195, exact athletic prototype, could play every spot. Free, strong, nickel, no problem at all. All academic, everything, perfect 4.0 at Memphis, and just does everything well. The thing that stood out for me, he's so good in the run. His transition from back pedal to going and fill in the box, I thought was one of the best in the class, which is crazy because he's a 5th to 6th round pick. pure speed. It shows up all the time. He breaks down so well, consistent tackler. I just really thought that, again, one of the best run defenders at the safety position in the entire draft. I really, really liked him. Kirby Joseph, you remember him out of Illinois?
I do, out of Illinois, yeah.
He reminded me of him. Deshaun Elliott play style comp is what I have. And again, I have an athletic comp based on what they did at the combine. And then I have a play style comp for all 294 players. So because when you're coaching, you get the looks like Tarzan, plays like Jane. Like those things exist. And so, like, this is what they are athletically. This is what they look like when they play. And so I thought Quindell Johnson, he was fun, man. I really did enjoy him.
I've been doing my due diligence on him, so I definitely recognize who he is. Let me get your free safety. Now, again, safeties with the 49ers, when they draft particular positions, they have to be able to be versatile. So they're not just playing in the box. They're not just playing deep. They have to be able to cover in the slot as well, okay?
And what I usually say to that is, if somebody is close to 6 foot and 200 pounds, that's a 49ers defensive back.
That's what I'm looking for.
Now, the new DC, he likes a little bit taller.
A
little bit taller. So safety is still the same. But if you can get 6'200", I'm telling you right now, that's going to be a box that's checked for the 49ers in the secondary. So free safety, this is a rush crush guy. I'm higher on him than anybody else by a lot, and that's Brandon Joseph out of Notre Dame.
Oh, really?
I really like him. 6 foot 202, right? So he meets that. He's played ridiculous amount of football, all state, everything, whatever else. Now, here's the thing that stands out to me about him. He's not fast. He's a 4'6", 240 guy. But he reminds me so much of Tayshaun Gibson because he's just always over the top. Always over the top. His awareness, level 8, like 8 out of 10. I put physicality 7 out of 10, change of direction 7 out of 10. Speed's a concern. But, man, I cannot find a play where he got beat over the top. Couldn't find it. So even though he doesn't fit your 4-3, free safety, whatever else, this dude is just always where he needs to be over the top. And so I really, really like him. Athletic comp, Jesse Bates. Play style comp, Marcus Dimps. I got a 3rd-round grade on him. I really liked his tape. He just was so clean, and it was easy to cut and paste and put him in the Niners and be like, yeah, this is Tayshaun Gibson at where he's at now in his career. It just makes sense.
All right, since we're talking about safeties, Melissa has a question. Is there anyone in the draft like Jeremy Chin Jr.?
That one, I would say you would have to go corner that would convert. Somebody like a Julius Brents out of Kansas State.
Kansas State, yeah.
I really like him. These bigger bodied, highly athletic corners, because usually when you get somebody like Jeremy Chin, they played corner and you're going to put them inside. So those guys exist. And Jacorian Bennett, I put him there.
He's tiny though.
Yeah, but man, I like the way he plays.
And he
plays
big. He's tiny. He plays big, and he's fast.
So there's guys there. Man, I'm trying to think. You look at somebody like a JL Skinner out of Boise State, looks like Jeremy Chin, but it's I don't see the change of direction or the playmaker or whatever. He looks like him. But yeah, I would say no, to be really kind, Melissa. Jeremy Chin is one of 2. I think it's Derwin James and Jeremy Chin.
Okay.
Outside of that, I don't think there's another guy like that.
It's all good. So, we don't necessarily need a Jeremy Chin. We just need a guy that, we have Tayshaun Gibson and whoever we draft, I'm sure will develop under Steve Wilkes. I think that's the cool thing. He will be looking for a player that he can kind of mold to fit his system. So work with Gibson this year and get his player. This is why, John, I think maybe this year they're a little different on the safety position because they have a defensive coordinator that likes defensive back. So maybe he'll get somebody. They're definitely going with the defensive back. They keep visiting. They keep bringing these guys in. They're doing these meetings. They're definitely going with the defensive back. But I think they might go a little bit higher than the 5th round for safety. If there's a guy in the 3rd round, this might be the year that they just break the trend. You know what I'm saying?
And so I have 4 3rd-round grades on safeties: Brandon Joseph, Jair Brown, Jordan Battle, Jamie Robinson.
Okay.
So if you're looking
I like
for
the Florida State kid the best out of all those guys.
Okay, I had him last on that one, but
I
I
know.
still
I know.
I like him. I think the upside in the other players, but yeah, I like all of them. They're all third round grades, but yeah, there's a lot of options, and then probably Jartavius Martin would be the dark horse to work his way up there. I have a
So
fourth round grade on him.
so I like Martin over all of them because of his versatility. So he might not be the best at safety, might not be the best nickel, but the fact that he can play big at all those
Yeah,
positions and play well, I just like him the best.
he's good, man. He's good. I struggle with Illinois tape because every single defensive back is being
Yes,
drafted,
drafted.
including the backup safety.
I got you.
So like right, you're surrounded by so much talent. Like, how great are they feeding off each other? Is it going to be like that at the next level? But Jartavius Martin seemed to be the glue, him and Chase Brown. Like, it made me the corners
Chase
I wasn't
Brown.
as high on. You know what
Chase
I mean?
Brown.
Yeah, he's
Unlikely
different.
we
Sidney
get
Brown.
it done.
Sorry, Sidney Brown is
Sidney
twin
Brown.
brother.
Chase Brown is the running back. Let's go with your cornerback since we're here. And
Starling Thomas. Really like
really,
this kid.
okay.
Starling Thomas the fifth. Okay, you got something. Please share.
No,
You didn't like him.
It's not that I didn't like him. I just didn't. I'm not saying he doesn't fit, or I dislike him. I just saw other prospects that I thought were better than him. So, what are your thoughts on him, and what did you see that stood out?
Yeah, I thought, I have a fifth round grade on him. He's my quarterback 24. So it's not like I'm high on him. I'm higher than most, but long arm press corner,
That's it.
6 foot 195. And like, I just feel like he's very physical. So like body check, you
Line of
look at
scrimmage.
the speed. Good gosh, he ran a 4.38 at his pro day. Speed check, long, physical. He can play all five secondary spots. He was on Bruce Feldman's athletic freak list. Like, I just really do think that this guy fits what the new DC is going to want. And he is just so physical. I thought route recognition was his best trait. And so that's why I think he's a long press corner, but I think that's what the Niners keep going after, these long press guys, and then you convert them to zone safeties or zone corners.
Yeah, and that's my only issue because they tried that with Ambry Thomas and it didn't work. Now I'm not saying it won't work with him, but
Demo,
how much? Well, Demo wasn't more. I don't think he played a lot of press man in Oregon.
yeah, he was physical though, and that's the thing. Like, that's what they want to see. And so when you see the press and the arms, you're ticking that box.
I
And
got you.
so now he can't get grabby. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
He
what were
does
his
have
penalties
returner
like?
outside.
Because that's curious to know. Like, because these press man corners are a bit handsy and they'll get those defensive hold calls. Maybe not a lot in college, but they'll call that junk in the NFL, like without a doubt. Like, so that's a little concerning to me.
Yeah. And again, this is a fifth round guy, right?
Oh
Like, I'm
yeah,
trying to think like where these Niners could go with. But, if I'm just looking at the players I have around him, let's see here. I have him in the same group as Cameron Mitchell, Northwestern, Daryl
Northwestern.
Luter, South Alabama, and then I have Starling Thomas right behind them. And I think
Okay.
he can play all five spots.
Well, that's the key, versatility.
Mm-hmm. Nickel outside. If he fails there, then you put him at safety. Special teamer day one. Like, this dude, he's a returner. I mean, he clocked 24.16 miles per hour on a GPS. Like, top end speed check.
I mean, the kid has speed. He has speed. All right. I mean that really really good prospects, and I liked how you picked a cornerback that wasn't just an outside guy, wasn't just an inside guy, that didn't just play nickel. You picked a versatile piece, and that's exactly what I wanted for this little bitty exercise, guys. Again, you have to go grab the Book of John. I don't know if that's what he's calling it, but that's what Breezy's calling it because that sounds dope to me.
I like the Book of John. It's not just me that worked on it, though, so there's a lot of people. So it's the 49ers Rush draft book, but I'm going to be calling it the Book of John. It's
Okay.
both and.
I got you. Well, I'm sure they'll agree with. Just tell them Breezy said that it's going to be called the Book of John.
I love it, man.
Oh man, John, what a great episode, man. It's Friday, man. I hope you have a great weekend. Guys, let me make sure we don't have any more super chat contributions that we forgot to read. All right. We do have one from my man Aaron from 49ers First Takes is in the building. What's going on, baby? He says, definitely appreciate your due diligence on the draft, Mr. Chapman and Wayne. You know I got mad love for you. Keep bringing the filthy guys. Shout out to Aaron.
Thank you,
Make sure
Aaron.
you guys are subscribed to his channel. He's another 49er content creator on the East Coast, baby. See, I got to throw it up to the middle because the East Side represents. You dig? But make sure you guys go ahead and check him out, man. He puts out really, really great content, and hopefully him and I will be doing some stuff together. Really cool dude. John, final thoughts, man. Going into the weekend, we got some breaking news today. Anything else may go down with the 49ers that you feel might happen?
I'll say this. Niners got better today. 2, consider the source always. 3, man, create a fun environment for you to enjoy these next 2 weeks. There's going to be a lot of smoke. There's going to be a lot of smoke. But just take deep breaths, relax, pay attention to the source, and enjoy your fandom. Enjoy your fandom. The draft is a time full of hope for all 32 teams. That's why I love it so much. Everybody has hope right now. Enjoy this process as each team improves, and hopefully the 49ers improve as much as anybody else.
I love it. And John, I'm going to let you do the outro. You're going to take us out. Let's do it, baby.
Dude, I love this. Wayne, thank you so much. What you do for the community, friendship, everything. Dude, I can't wait to hang out again, first off.
I know. It's
been too long.
It's been way too long.
We're getting there. We're getting there. But for everybody else, I just want to say thank you. Support this man. Nobody like this guy, man. The energy, the community, the positivity. He's the best there is. He sings almost as well as me. But for everybody else, I'm changing my Facebook profile. That's going to do it for us on the Wade Breezy Show. #BB, baby. And until next time, stay strong, faithful.